Jono, a 2-1 victory here at the Oval this afternoon. What are your immediate thoughts?
I thought we were excellent for the full 90 minutes. I think for the first 3 friendlies, we've been good in large moments. But I thought today, for 90 minutes, 92 minutes was what it was, we were excellent throughout. I thought every single player, when we talk about roles and responsibilities within the squad and the team and when they're on the pitch, I thought every single player ticked every single box that we asked of them. We've come away to the Isle of Man again for the second year running. This is not a jolly boys outing for us, no matter what some people might think. This is an opportunity for us to test ourselves against 2 full-time sides. And I'm not being disrespectful to Isle of Man now. You would assume that Fleetwood will beat Isle of Man. So with us beating Alton, the first full-time side, you would assume we're going to play them. So I hope it doesn't come across wrong what I'm saying. So we've had to prepare right. I talked about it on Tuesday night that you don't really do scouting on fixtures in pre-season, but we know what Alton are. We know what Phil Parkinson's teams do. We've come up against them for years and years and years. They're a fantastic put-together side in terms of organisation, and on the ball, they're as good as anything you're going to come up against. So we knew we had to be at high intensity. You know what we're about in the front third of the pitch with our pressing. We knew we had to get it right, orchestrated. It was well worked on, and the lads delivered it to an absolute T. So when I said that everyone's excellent, we talk about roles and responsibilities. It was that side of it, I think, where we were really pleased, proud of the lads of doing that against, for the first 60 minutes, a really top side who will no doubt be at the top end of the National League.
Despite falling behind in the first minute via a defensive mistake, your team came back 2-1 up half-time. What did you make of your team's determination in the final third and across the pitch in that first half?
I think the one thing we are is a resilient bunch, and I think when you can see the goal the way we did, which was bizarre, it's really hard to pinpoint what went wrong. I think there were probably 3 players involved in it, and I think the role of the pitch, a plastic pitch plays with the spin of the ball, led to the indecision of 2 of the players. I think that played its part as well. So I don't think it was one of them where they've done anything that hurts us in the sense of, oh wow, we're up against something we've not seen before. I think it was on us, that goal. And I thought, again, without wanting to throw too many superlatives in a friendly away, I thought we just played our game. Straight from kick-off, we got on the ball, we played, we knew when to sit in, we knew when to press, we knew when to counter, we knew when to control possession. We forced 1 or 2 bits in the first half that we were a little bit not worried about, but against sides like that, if you give the ball away in bad areas, they can counter you and kill you. So we was a little bit worried about 1 or 2 bits on that. But all in all, first half, we were great on the ball, great out of possession, 2 well-worked goals. John Taylor's goal, what a goal. So, yeah, we showed some resilience from going 1-0 behind, because I think when you play against better sides, like you saw on Tuesday night, when they get a goal, it can be dead quick, like that. They get that second and third, and then all of a sudden the game's gone, and you're chasing shadows. So we stayed organised, we looked good in our shape, and not only that, it allowed us to build and create our own chances.
You just mentioned there very briefly John Taylor's opening goal. Just try and sum that up in a couple of words.
A brilliant goal. Great ball from Fads. Jordan with a top run into the channel. I think the kid got in front of Jordan actually, but his perseverance got us into a good position. And then the rest of it is just that we're behind it, aren't we? And that he's a top football player. We're very, very fortunate that someone of John's ability, experience, age made the decision to want to drop to our level for personal reasons and business reasons, and that he chose us. And you can see that, it's something you talk about as managers about you, and it's cliche to be fair, but you talk about your best players being the hardest workers. When the lads see what he does on the training ground, when the lads see what he goes through in terms of preparation, when the lads see what his work ethic is off the ball in the game, everyone goes with it. But then on the ball, he's a little magician. So when he's cutting inside, he's on his right foot there. There's only one outcome, and hopefully it's the first of many that we get to see from him, because he's a fantastic player. He's an unbelievable guy. He's raised standards along with the other new lads that have come in, and long may it continue.
Moments before half-time, Anthony Dudley got the Borough's noses in front with a calm finish into the bottom left corner. After determination from Jordan Hume and John Taylor in the build-up, what did you make of that goal, and how impressed are you to see Duds back amongst goals?
Duds has come back, he's lost 7 kilograms, which is incredible. I think people joke about Duds, how long he's been with me and Byrne, that he's almost like one of our kids, and maybe there's some sentimental reasons behind why he's here. The reason Anthony Dudley has been with me and Byrne for so long is because he's a genius on the ball, an absolute pleasure to have when he's on it. The unfortunate side of Anthony Dudley is that he likes pizzas and Dominoes and donuts far too often over his career, and I said that jokingly, and he'll see that funny side of it. But it's almost like he's now realised if he's going to carry on playing at a good level for the next few years, that he's got to change his whole appetite, pardon the pun, towards the game. He has been probably our best player so far in pre-season, in all the friendlies. He's come back losing a ridiculous amount of weight, and he looks, pardon the pun, hungry. And he's an absolute joy to watch. He's a joy to play with. All the lads absolutely love being around him. But it's all about getting him in the right positions. And when he's unfit, he can't quite get there. He's involved in the build-up, but doesn't quite get where we need him to in the final third. And when you watch the goal back, 6 or 7 seconds before the goal, he's actually in front of the dugout, dropping deep as he does to try and get on the ball. We've started screaming at him to sprint, get his sprint distance in. He's got in there and got in the end of things. And that's what you need to see from your forwards. They want to score goals. But when we're getting in that area of the pitch, the lad's as good as anything in non-league football.
I think it's fair to say, apart from the opening minute, we limited a very talented Altrincham side in higher division to very little. How pleased are you with your side's defensive solidity throughout that 89 or so minutes?
Yeah, make no bones about it. That's a top side that we just played against. New signing, Gale up top, who got his goal. Who they brought in from Mansfield. I think they've. In fact, I'm not going to say his name in case he's signed. I didn't know if he was a trialist or not, but their front line there is formidable. And they ask you all sorts of questions. The way they play, the rotations, the runners that get off the ball, the way they open you up, the way they pin you wide. They're asking everything, and I thought defensively you've got to be good against Alty. You have to be good defensively and out of possession against Alty, because if you leave any spaces, your Crawfords, Osborns they're just going to pull you to pieces. So we've got pressure on the ball at the right times. We looked organised and sat in a good position at times. And as you said, I cannot remember a single chance that Alty have had, apart from probably a couple of shots they might have had from 20 yards. So that shows how good we were off the ball. But it was important that happened as well after Tuesday night's 20 minutes of madness, that we show that when we're under pressure we can still defend. So yeah, only conceding the one in the first minute from a mistake against a side full of quality like that it's really pleasing.
We now move on to Sunday, a 3 p.m. kick-off in the final. Is there a team out of the Isle of Man and Fleetwood Town that you'd rather face, or are you just full steam ahead, let's move on to Sunday?
Well, we want to test ourselves against the best sides, and as I say, we played Isle of Man last year and it gives a right scare. If you remember, I think they were 2 or 3-0 up and we ended up coming back. And they were a really good side with some really talented young players. But from our point of view, you want to test yourself against a full-time outfit, because what they do, and I talked about Tuesday night, is the exposure to things that sides from a lower level probably won't. So listen, if we play Isle of Man, we know how tough a game it's going to be, and you know that there's going to be a big crowd on as well, so let's not make any bones about that. So we'll prepare for both sides, we'll do the right things. We're out tonight for some food together. 1 or 2 have got their initiations where we're going for food, and then tomorrow's a prep day. We train in the morning. We'll have someone watching the game tonight to see what goes on, and then really looking forward to the game on Sunday.
Thank you, John.